Hello everyone. So today I'm going to talk about one of the topic of your geology optional paper 1, that is bioinstrumentation, and your last topics, right? So your last unit. So the topic is about that spectrophotometry. Okay. So what it is about the spectrophotometry? As we can see, there actually these is this any terminology how we just tackle the word or how we understand the concept of any topic, such as even if we talk about the types of like the classification of mammals, a monotreme, है ना, and whatever the classification, like I'm just trying to say here that every terminology has to be deciphered. If you just understand how to decipher the every topic, then you get to know that what is the meaning of that, and even with the help of that you can also write the introduction. Okay, so what is spectrophotometry? If you see, there's a mainly two words. The first word is spectrum, and the second word is photons. Okay, so spectrum and photons, light. So what is spectrophotometry? Spectrophotometry is a fundamental analytical technique used in the chemistry, biology, environmental sciences, and industries to measure how much a light, okay, how much a light any sample absorbs at a specific wavelength. So ultimately, if we just want to relate it with like that, so we have heard about the types of amino acids, right? Simply just trying to relate that. And amino acids, what makes amino acids? Makes the proteins. So when we talk about the types of amino acids, so one type is this, that aromatic amino acid, right? So when we talk about that aromatic amino acid, there are mainly three, that is your phenylalanine, tyrosine, and tryptophan. So even in your, if you have a good references of the books, you will see there is a chart in the book of the light absorptions of the tryptophan, tryptophan, phenylalanine, and the tyrosine. So maximum absorption of light can done by the which aromatic amino acid? That is tryptophan. Okay. So ultimately, if I'm saying that any protein or any cell, if we talk about that human cell or the plant cell or whatever, so cells have the protein constitution. Yes, they have the protein constitution. So if I'll just fall the light on that any kind of substance, that particular substance or the cell which is made up of so many amino acids or maybe other components such as lipid, carbohydrate, and so on, so they have the tendency to absorb a specific level of a spectrum, that is the light, right? So that is something kind of spectrophotometry. With the help of this experiment, we can just say that any kind of living organism, like any kind of living cell, what percentage or what percentage concentration of absorption of light when the light fall on that substance or the material. This is a core concept. If like why I did give the example of that amino acids, because this is one of the thing which can be like easily relatable. If I talk about that saturated, unsaturated amino acids or maybe something like that, it will be maybe little or more complicated, because in the concept of the amino acid we have already read about that specific absorptions of the light in that amino acid of the, or specifically say the aromatic amino acids. Okay. Okay, so the specific wavelength. What is the meaning of the wavelength? Such as when we talk about that light spectrum. So we have so many light spectrum such as IR, UV, visible. है ना? These are the spectras. What is the spectras? The division of that electromagnetic spectrum, such as microwave, IR, UV, V, visible, X, gamma. These are the division of the light component on the basis of their wavelength or the spectrum or the intensity, whatever the thing. Okay. So here we talk about that. The principle relies on that Beer-Lambert's law, which describes how the absorptions of light passing through the material, that is just of course thing, is proportional to both the concentration and the path length of the sample. Okay, we'll talk about it. So what is the principle and technique? Spectrophotometry function by directing a light beam through the sample. I'll show the diagram also. Of course, when we talk about the geology optional, we simultaneously need to talk about how to make a diagram. So spectrophotometry functions by directing a light beam through a sample, measuring the intensity of light before and after it passes through the substance. The difference in the intensity reveals that how much of a specific wavelength is absorbed by the sample. Suppose that if I'm saying, suppose that 400 nanometer of wavelength is passing through, like before of that passing. Okay, so we know the intensity of the wave or the light is your 400 nanometer. And suppose that if there is any kind of sample, suppose that here any kind of sample is placed, and that sample is very condensed or the different composition of the chemical composition. Okay, so if I'm saying that after that falling on that on the substance or the material of this wavelength, after absorption, some portion of this light will absorb through this material, and when the emerged light after the absorption this material, maybe there will be the difference in the wavelength. That is a core concept of that spectrophotometry. Okay, so that is the thing, wavelength is absorbed by the sample. By analyzing the observations at the various wavelength, spectrophotometry can determine the concentration and identity of the chemical compound. So here we can say that if any protein, for again that example, if any protein such as when we see the graph of the tryptophan, phenylalanine and tyrosine, we say at the 280 nanometer or the like 270 nanometer, there's a different graph of the absorptions. Okay, so this is something, some of that chemical compounds absorb higher wavelength, some of the chemical substances can absorb a lower wavelength light. That is something we talk about, है ना? Like on the basis of the different level of absorption through the material, we can talk about or we can tell the composition of a specific material or the living cell. Okay, so that is the thing. What is the core theoretical basis of the spectrophotometry? Is a Beer-Lambert law. Sometimes the question asks also specifically mention the principle. Even if the question will not mention the principle, still you need to write that the spectrophotometry works on the principle of your Beer-Lambert law. Okay, so what is Beer-Lambert law? Beer-Lambert law, also known as the Beer's law, states that there is a linear relationship, that is your directly proportional linear relationship between the absorptions and the concentration of a sample. Okay, for this reaction, Beer-Lambert law can only be applied when there is a linear relationship. What does that mean? E is equal to psi into concentration into length. और इसको अगर हम लोग यहाँ पे लिख लें, A is equal to your absorptions, psi into concentration and the length. Okay, you will see this, don't worry. What is A? A is the absorptions of the light. When the light falls on the material, what percentage or what amount of light is absorbed by the material? That is your A. Psi is the molar absorptivity. Okay, like molar absorptivity, which actually term indicate in the sense of the molecular weight. This is a different formula of the molar absorptivity. We will not go into that. C is the concentration of the material. है ना? Whatever the material through which the light is passing, that concentration is your C, and L is the path length. Suppose that if I'll say this is your test tube and this is your beaker, है ना? So this is the length, which is something we are talking with respect to the L or the length. Okay, so we can see here before that, this is something we are talking about. Okay, so this is your light source. Whenever this question will come, you have to make this diagram. This is your collimator. Collimator is a lens which actually reflect. What is the function of the lens is which actually just concentrate the light, है ना? And this is your monochromator. Monochromator is a prism actually, है ना, which diffract, split, can see what is the function of the prism. So it just refract or just split the light into so many wavelengths, है ना? Because when the light comes underneath, monochromator is simply helping in the display or splitting of the light into its various spectrum. So when whatever the light is passing, उसके बाद this is your sample solution. That is your known as cuvette, है ना? Concentration, length, and whatever this thing. Here we are just when the light is actually this section is light is passing to the solution or the sample. Okay, the falling light is considered as I naught, and that reflecting like after passing this considered as IT. इसके लिए भी एक formula होता है like I naught upon IT, the absorptions of the light. Okay, so this is your something detector which with the help of that okay, this is your wavelength selector लिखा तो हुआ है, ठीक है? So which kind of wavelength we need to fall on that concentration or that or the solution or the material. So this is detector. The reflecting or after the absorptions of the light is detected by this detector, and this is readed by that distal display meter. Okay. So now we have seen something, the basis of that spectrophotometry. What is the type of the spectrophotometry? These are mainly two types. The first is UV and the second is IR. Ultraviolet visible spectrophotometer. and IR spectrophotometer. Actually, these different types uses in the different types of material. Which where is it using the UV spectrophotometer? It is uses a light over the ultraviolet range, that is 185 to 400 nanometer, and visible range 400 to 7 nanometer of the electromagnetic radiation spectrum. While IR uses light over the infrared ranges and of the electromagnetic radiation spectrum. So here there's a one more thing which has been which I need to tell, that there's a different as even in this slide we can see that UV का जो आपका range होता है, that is 185 to 100 nano like 400 nanometer, while the infrared red has range of 700 to 1500 nanometers. So this is, you know what this is your lambda. Okay, so when we talk about that electromagnetic spectrum, microwave, IR, visible, UV, X, gamma, and whatever, so we know that something about that energy. Energy E is equal to hc upon में lambda. So जिसका भी lambda जितना कम होता है, this is your inversely proportional. Here I am just trying to tell one of the concept. So यहाँ पे if the lambda or the wavelength is low, the energy is the very high. So that is something X-ray, gamma, है ना, UV, X-ray, gamma. So इनका wavelength क्या होता है? It's reducing while that energy is very high. ठीक है? So some of the substances generally we know, suppose that any live cell material, which we know if we just fall that X-ray or the gamma ray or maybe the UV light, है ना, that particular cell material can be destruct. So in that kind of material, like of course before that we know that, है ना. So in that kind of material, we generally do not use that EV spectrophotometer, but we use IR spectrophotometer. Why? Because the infrared radiation has a 700 to 1500 nanometer. That means comparative to your UV, IR has a larger wavelength. So if there is a larger wavelength, it will be have a low energy. Maybe हमने spectrophotometer में डाला and that particular substance will just break down if we are using the UV light. Okay, so this is something about that. Different types of material using different types of spectrophotometry. Okay, then the instrumentation is thus this only what we have just saw in that slide. Okay, so you will see that are the only instrumentation. Of course, according to the types of the question, you will have to write the answer. What is instrumentation? Spectrophotometer comprises several critical components. फर्स्ट सबसे पहला सोर्स क्या होना चाहिए? दैट योर एनर्जी सोर्स, दैट इज योर रेडिएंट एनर्जी सोर्स, है ना, बिकॉज दिस इज द थिंग, this is the thing, light source. This is the first component in your instrumentation. Radiant energy sources provides white light across a range of the wavelength. Of course, white light has a different kind of electromagnetic spectrum, and common sources include tungsten, deuterium, hydrogen, and xenon lamps for the various spectral region. That is your visible, UV, and the IR. Second is your monochromator. Monochromator, what is your? That is your prism, right? Selects and isolates a single wavelength, whatever the wavelength we required, like such as UV or the IR or the visible, whatever. Okay, selects and isolates a single wavelength using the prism, that is your quartz or lithotrop or grating, which are particularly common for the UV, visible, and IR, because just have we covered that UV and IR visible spectrophotometer. Then there is a cuvette. Cuvette is actually the cell, the material or the concentration material in that flask or the test tube. The cell holding the sample, that is the sample. Okay, typically made up of the glass, of course, because glass can allow the passing the light. Glass or quartz, depending on the spectral region. Standard path length is 1 centimeter. What is the standard path length? That means the length or like breadth of this cuvette, okay, in which the sample is or the material is there, है ना? This is your length, or in language we can say the breadth of this cuvette. Then the detector, of course, after the absorptions, the light is detected by the detector, measures the transmitted or absorbed light, may consist of the photodiodes or the photocells that convert light into the electrical signal. Here, this is the detector, है ना? This detector actually in that display setting, it is converting that absorbed light into that reading, है ना? So this is your detector. Then readout system, of course, digital display system, convert detected signal into readable absorptions, transmissions value, and amplifiers, ammeter, and so something like that. So what are the major? The first is light source. Of course, you can also write about the lens also. The light source, the monochromator, the wavelength selector, then cuvette, then the detector, and the digital display meter. Okay, this is something where we can use that. The applications are in the permeates multiple discipline and industries. Concentration, measurement, Concentration measurement, such as suppose that if I want anything to prepare with the specific concentration of the material, है ना? So how we get to know that concentration, like thickness of the material, better say like that. Okay, so concentration measurement, quantitative analysis of the solution, including proteins, DNA, metabolites, and the drugs, है ना? Then your environmental testing, detecting pollutants. Suppose that if I'll say that in Delhi, the concentration of that PM, particulate matter of 2.5, you know, is very high. So we can just take that and create into a sample form, and then we like this is something when we say that it is creating that a layer through which the reflecting light cannot pass through, है ना? Ozone layer, or sorry, polluting layer we can say. So this is something about that environmental uses, है ना? Detecting, because it is specifically what the light sources what that's create the concept of the global warming. The incoming wave come in the form of the short waves, while the outgoing or the reflecting light from that earth is going into the long wave. So if there will be the very thick layer of the pollution, better say like that, or the global warming gases, so then again light reflect back from that reflecting of that global warming layer, है ना? So this is something about the concentration of the pollutants. Okay, even not only in the environment, but also a specific kind of solution such as your water, है ना? In that we can concentrate, we can measure the concentration of that. Detecting pollutants in water, of course, and air. Example: heavy metals, organic contaminants, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, and so on. Then the clinical diagnostics. Clinical diagnostics, of course, monitoring the biomarker concentration in the blood and the urine. The thickness, of course, if sometime suppose that we have must have heard about the concept of the ketouria. What is a ketouria? The concentration of the protein, and when the protein molecule just start breaking down, so it will come through the urine system. Of course, this is a severe kind of malnutrition. So we get to the know that concentration of the protein in that urine with the help of that spectrophotometry. Because if the protein concentration will be high in the urine compared to the normal urine, then absorptions of light will be much more higher. Okay, so that is also in that clinical or the medical diagnostics. Pharmaceutical quality control, ensuring drug purity, consistency, and the formulation quality. Of course, we know that depending on suppose that is there any medicine in which there should be the specific concentration of the specific kind of chemical, right? So we can also measure that the concentration of that particular chemical in that substance. Okay, then biochemistry, studying enzyme kinetics, reactions rate, and the protein characterization. We have just starting we have talked about the type of the protein characterization. Then color analysis and the quality monitoring. What is that? Assessing the color consistency in the food, paint, building products, and textile. Sometime we must have heard about that adulterant, है ना? Adulterant are used in the in the food particles, है ना, in your food system. So if we using, suppose that take the example of the milk, if the more adulterant are using, so maybe it will absorb a different light, or maybe it will absorb a different intensity of light or the coloring of light. So okay, so in this that quality monitoring assessment. Then your cell biology, measuring the bacterial growth. Suppose that there are two cultures or there are two subterms or whatever. If it one subterm there's a very high bacterial growth, but it doesn't see in that thick way, but that bacterial growth or the lab like two different sample will have a different absorptions intensity, है ना? We know that that is your A is equal to psi C into L. That is your concentration. Okay, this is a basic formula to work on that spectrophotometry. The cell concentration and the viability. Of course, in the research, the identifying unknown compounds, monitoring dissolved oxygen in ecosystem. So here eutrophication is one of the concept, है ना, in which the thickness of that like water concentration become changed of that still pond water, है ना, then there's a forensic analysis. So there's so many uses of the spectrophotometry. You can write in that PDF we have covered the basic instrumentation, the working phenomenon, the principle, the normal introduction. So through which this content you can write. The most of the time the spectrophotometric questions comes in your 10 markers, like question number 1 and the 5. Abhi to pattern if you see this 2025 question paper second of the geology optional, there is again in that question number 2 there's a 10 marker question, then is it 115 and the 1 in that, like each section there's a more than 3 question, right? Like generally question number 1 has a 5 and question number 5 has a 5 A B C D E, then question number 2 3 4 has a 3 question. But if you see this year's paper of question, then question number 2 also has a further division. Like there is a not 120 marker, but there's a 210 marker question. Okay, so prepare, so get ready for that. Accordingly you can write the content of the answer depending on that marks, but please do not forget, mention every single point depending on that depending on that marks. Your explanation or the elaboration of the point should be varied, but there should be a like whatever the demand of the question, this should be addressed by the each topic or the each point. Thank you everyone.